will be presenting about the enterprise resource planning for the seminar 1. But before that, I would like to introduce to our group members. So this is our group member. So I will start with me. My name is Khairun Najihah. Second is Norzafirah binti Mahadzir. Third is Amira Batrisyia binti Muhammad Ikram. And the last one is Amira binti Muhammad Aznan.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Amira binti Muhammad Aznan, and let us start to the introduction of ERP. First, what is ERP? ERP is a set of software that designed to integrate all business functions within the organization. It also provides a central database for the entire organization, connecting multiple groups with a single source of information that everyone can access. Let's continue with history of ERP. On 1960s, most organizations developed and implemented centralized computing systems that mostly automating their inventory control system using inventory control packages. Next, in 1970, material requirement planning. It was involved mainly planning the product or parts requirement according to the master production schedule. On 1980s, Manufacturing Resources Planning (MRP2) was created. It was to emphasize on optimizing manufacturing process by synchronizing the material with the production requirements such as shop floor, distribution management, project management, finance, human resource, and engineering. In 1990s, Enterprise Resources Planning ERP was created. It was to provide seamless integration of all information flows in the company based on technological foundation such as MRP and MRP2. In 2000, Extended Enterprise Resources Planning was created. Vendor has added more functions and modules to the core modules as an add-ons.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Amira Batrisyia, and now I will continue with the module of ERP. The first one is finance and accounting. This model is a great demand as it provides the company with data that shows its current financial position and future financial position of the company. This model tracks account payable and account receivable and manage the general ledger of the company. The second one is the procurement. Procurement module, also known as the purchasing module, it helps organize and obtain the material or products they need to produce or sell goods. The third one is manufacturing. This module helps the manufacturers plan production and ensure all the material they need are already available in the house. Okay, we will move to the inventory management. This module allows relevant departments to manage company inventory skillfully and accurately and easily track the inventory content. This allows the companies to spend the right amount of money on inventory without the need for overstocking of the required raw material or very low inventory levels. The fifth one is the order management. The order management modules include the software that tracks order from the company from the first step to the delivery of goods. The sixth module of ERP is the warehouse management. This application can efficiently guide warehouse staff through all the warehouse process according to the layout of the facility from receiving the warehouse at the time of delivery to picking, packing, and shipping. The seventh is the supply chain management. The supply chain management module tracks every step of the movement of materials and goods through the supply chain from sub-supplier to supplier, manufacturer, distributor, retailers, or the consumer. The eighth one is the customer relationship management. The customer relationship management, also known as CRM modules, store all information about the customer and prospect. This includes the record of the communication between the company and its person, such as date and time of calls and emails, and record of the purchase. Okay, next is the project resource service management. It is also known as the professional service automation, and it is enable the organization to plan and manage the project. The next one is the workforce management. This module is similar to the human resource module, but it is intended for those companies whose hourly wages exceed the number of employees. Next is the human resource management. This module provides a detailed record of all employee information that the company collects and makes available to employees as part of their work. 12 is the e-commerce. E-commerce is used by the company that interested in online sales. The companies that use are given the opportunity to launch business-to-business or business-to-consumer e-commerce website. The last one is the marketing automation. Some of the software vendors have developed marketing automation modules. The marketing module manages digital marketing campaigns such as email, web, social media, and also SMS. That's all from me. I will pass to my next group member.
Assalamualaikum, I am Norzafirah and I will explain the example of ERP vendors. One of them is JD Edward Enterprise One. This vendor is an integrated suite of application that leverages automation and Internet of Things to streamline business processes and optimize the supply chain. It's for small, medium and large size business in the consumer goods manufacturing, distribution, asset-intensive project and service industry. As we all know, all vendors have their own expertise. So for JD Edwards, it's beneficial to companies that have a focus on the supply chain. The consumer goods industry encompasses food and beverages. So that's the manufacturing and distribution industry. And the last, the expert in the project and services industry covers engineering and construction. So there are also pros and cons in this vendor, which is pros: customization, functionality of the software, user interface, and for the cons, performance, support, and navigation. So there are also a limitation, which is configuring the system for a specific role-based function is complex and does not provide any social media tools. And the last one, does not support Southeast Asian languages. For the next vendor is SAP Business by Design. So this vendor centralizes workflows such as supply chain management, customer relationship management, and financial services. It offers a range of integrations, allowing users to configure it to meet their specific needs. It is intended for small and medium-sized companies. Industry expertise and cloud-based solution geared towards small and medium-sized companies in various industries, professional services, manufacturing, and wholesale distribution, and the public sectors. And that also allows company to comply with legal regulation, visualize the entire manufacturing system, evaluate client profitability, and reduce operational costs. So for the pros and cons, the pros is this vendor is user-friendly, reporting, documentation. And for the cons is this vendor is a little bit expensive and the speed. So for the limitation, it can be challenging to use. Customization can be complicated because the solution is fairly rigid, and HTML formatting is not available. Next is the most vendor that everyone use is Microsoft Dynamics ERP by Microsoft. This is a vendor that group of business application. It helps users run their business and improve their result using artificial intelligence driven insights. Users can achieve single 360-degree view of their organization and break through organizational barriers by sharing data across all departments. So it's intended for small, medium-sized, and large companies. Its comprehensive module supports sales, operations, service, commerce, and marketing. So for the industry expertise, it has also a powerful business intelligence system. It also supports custom app, helping users turn idea into business solution. Users can boost productivity by automating business processes. So for the pros and cons, for the pros is this vendor is user-friendly, integrations, and customization. And for the cons, this vendor is a little bit expensive. They have a weak support and interface. So for the limitation, support is not up to date with software updates. Implementation and integration can be difficult due to consistent errors and roadblocks. And for the last one, Outlook connections are difficult to use.
Hi, I'm Khairun and I will continue to present the advantages and disadvantages of the ERP system. There are 3 advantages of ERP system. First is better financial planning. ERP solutions have modules for forecasting and reporting a wide variety of data. Analytical tools go through historical and real-time data to provide the best possible information for informed decision making. Reporting in particular is one of key features of ERP solutions. The applications are capable of sorting data by region, location, profit center, employee, and other customizable ways based on what the business needs most. This wide range of data allows for more nuanced and accurate decision making in the short and long term of the business. Second is improve data security and accessibility. Managing security permissions and access across a variety of systems is a daunting challenge. A common control system allows organizations the ability to ensure key company data can be shared without being compromised. With all departments using the same cloud-based ERP system, everything can be stored in one shared database which can be accessed anywhere. ERP provides mechanism to monitor day-to-day processes for continuous improvement. This also adds a layer of transparency to all the work. ERP allows organizations to consider new ways to optimize workload to save time and money. Last one is total visibility or data reliability. This benefits of ERP is one of the biggest selling points for the software. ERP software allows total access to very important process in the business by making data from every department easily accessible to us and the senior management. In addition, the availability of all the company's information in a centralized location allows for increased collaboration and more streamlined completion of tasks. This complete visibility provides more coherent workflows and grants interdepartmental processes to track with maximum efficiency. Next is the disadvantages of ERP system. So, the first disadvantage is slow software implementation. Adding a brand new ERP system to the company can take time, especially if you are operating with outdated hardware. It's not uncommon for some ERP implementations to take 2 to 3 years depending on the scope of the software. This means if we want an ERP system, we have to start planning years in advance to avoid disruptions to our work. After installation, it's time for training to start. Every user will need some degree of teaching before they can comfortably utilize the new software. Second is expensive to start. Any new software will cost money to implement, especially if we have to upgrade our hardware system as well. And ERP software usually requires some level of training from the vendor before you can get started. While the training is generally included in installation costs, it might be separate fee if we need a lot of sessions. Any updates to the platform may require additional training as well. Lastly, slow data migration. The first time when using a new ERP system, we'll have to input our existing data into the new format. Depending on the industry, this can take a lot of time to complete manually. The more data we have, the longer this process will take. Even digitized data will take time to feed into a new system. We have to double check no data is lost or duplicate during the migration process.
Next is issue to be considered before implementing ERP. 3 issues that need to be considered before implementing ERP to your business. First is generate a realistic timeline. Many customers recommended approaching implementation in realistic and time phase. This ensures that the user does not rush through the process and that enough time is allowed to implement each module properly and effectively. The next one is understand the true functionality of an ERP solution. Knowing the full power and potential of an ERP system is critical to maximizing its functionality. There is so much that industry-specific ERP software can do for businesses, but in order to use it, users must first explore. And the last one is include entire team in the implementation process. It is critical not only to involve executives, but also to include key team members and stakeholders throughout the process. Allow employees hands-on experience and time to play in the system prior to go live so that the transition from the old to the new system is less of a culture shock. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Let's continue with the ERP implementation challenges. The first one is project management. ERP implementation has multiple phases. each phases has each critical task and all elements need to stay on track that require participants from all groups that involved in developing and using the ERP. That can be incredibly challenging because each department has its own ERP project responsibility with multiple other priorities. So, strong project and people management, which including setting realistic expectation, timeframes, and milestone, along with timely two-way communication, is critical to success. The second one is data quality. So once the organization has located all of its data sources, now they can think about how to migrate these data sources into the ERP system. This involves with serious data hygiene exercise. This is because multiple departments interact with the same customer, products, and order. So, the new data should be truthfully tested before going live with the ERP system. The third one is cost overruns. ERP project is famous for selling past the budget after implementation has kicked off. Most of the organization has underestimated the amount of work that required to move a new business system, and that result in spending more money than expected. Last one is continuous improvement. An ERP implementation is not a one-off effort that needs to end when the system go live. The solution must continue to evolve and support new business demand and technology. The project team needs to continue to manage the project after deployment, fixing the issue and supporting new requirements as they come up. This is because an outdated ERP can begin to hinder the business, so it worth to periodically assessing whether it's better to stay with the current system or begin extensive project to find a replacement. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Now I will continue with the implementation of ERP. There is 6 steps. The first one is discovering and planning. All ERP project begins with the discovery and planning phase, which includes the system research and selection, project team formation, and detailed system requirement. The second one is design. The design phase develops a detailed design for the new ERP system based on an understanding of the detailed requirement and current workflow. The third one is development. This includes software adjustment to support adjustment and, if necessary, rework process. This may also include developing integration with other existing business applications in the business that will not be replaced by the ERP system. The fourth one is testing. Testing and development happens at the same time. For example, a project team can test specific modules and features, develop, fix, or tweaks based on the result, and test again. Next is the deployment. The project team need to be ready, answer the question, help user understand the system, and try to troubleshoot problems. Lastly is support and update. Maintaining an ERP implementation after deployment helps to satisfy the user and ensure that the company gets the benefits they want. That's all for me. I will pass to my next member.
Lastly, the conclusion is ERP implementation is a huge commitment from an organization, costing $1 million can take several years to complete. However, when they implemented successfully, the benefits can be enormous. A well-designed ERP is the most updated information to be shared among various business functions, thereby increase efficiency.
And that's all from our group. Thank you for watching.